Now I would like to invite Nikola Turubar from IPCA, if I'm pronouncing it correct. Please welcome it. He would like to add something in today's ITC in Asia conference.
First of all, I want to congratulate all people here for a fantastic event. You made it. It was good. A lot of wise people here. And I want to thank you for the moment, for opportunity to be here on this stage. It's an honor for me. My name is Nikola Turubar. I'm from Russia. And I want to share my vision on one of options for Pakistan. Actually, a lot of people before me told a lot of wise things. I totally agree. We're a company that making intellectual property rights. So we're managing intellectual property rights. We're building ecosystems in countries. We know how to deal with it. We know how the intellectual property must circulate. And I have a vision, my company has a vision on how it could be in Pakistan, because you are challenging now a lot of things. You face a lot of problems, and Pakistan now is the beginning of a big growth. I think it could be fast, and at this moment, there are some things, some options you could do to make it the right way. And do you have? I won't be long. So yes, we've studied this Pakistan vision. Yes, and there's a very simple slide that shows that the growth of innovative products comes to share of ICT in GDP. So if you make innovative projects inside the country, your human capital is growing, export revenue is growing, and investment attractiveness is growing. So actually, all our goal in every country is to increase the share of intellectual property in GDP. But there is a lot of things to do. There is a temptation to use existing infrastructure to do this, to deal with this. Actually, we're always on blockchain. We think the blockchain is the best technology because it's transparent. But on this way, a lot of countries begin from using existing infrastructures, existing ecosystems. And we're sure that you must build your own ecosystem to make it the right way. Because when you use an existing ecosystem, you lack of digital sovereignty. For example, if you're talking about the source code, actually, intellectual property is about everything, about every product you create, music, video, etc. But now we're talking about the source code, the software, about the database. And a lot of countries, a lot of people, millions of programmers use GitHub, for example, for storing the repository. But this leads to lack of digital sovereignty of country. When Russia, we did this way, it was wrong. So it could be easy and cheaper and faster. But our vision is to build your own ecosystem, not to use existing, because they are managed by third-party companies, by other countries. And you are not making your brand. Made in Pakistan, it must be your brand. It must be raised inside your country. Don't give it to GitHub or other repositories you can control. So actually, this is a key slide. One slide you can see how it could work here, for example, in Pakistan, because we have it in Russia. I'll show you soon the vision of China, how they will deal with this. And I think it could be used here. First of all, at the center, there's a source code registry on blockchain. And inside of this, you have state registry of national software, which has a mark made in Pakistan. And it's controlled, it's managed by government. So you can see, in this registry, there is a right management system. It's AI. It's automatically check your code for borrowing, for using, not good repositories, toxic repositories. It verifies it. It checks this in a lot of repositories. It deposition it. It had a deposition, so it protects it. And when you do all this with your code, you have like, a mark from PCEB or government or other state institutions that this code is okay for us. And if this code stayed in State Registry of National Software. We have it in Russia, it's called State Registry of National Software. And if your company with this code, you have a lot of benefits from government. You have a lot of programs, you have a lot of, you have no tax at all, zero in Russia if you are in this program. And this is boosted. This leads to a right way of managing IP, and it takes your brand inside. And on this, you can use a lot of new services like marketplaces. You can, if you have your code, software code, protected, verified, you can do anything you want with this. You can export this. You can use it inside, outside. Do whatever you want because it's protected, but you, as a state, you control it. You know what's inside. It's inside your State Registry of National Software. And that's the only way for right circulation of software code. We know it on our country because, Russia is in not a very good situation about the sanctions, but using this, yes, absolutely independent. We have a lot of programmers, software developers across your country, and I think we could, in some ways, we're similar. Why blockchain? I don't think it's, you need to understand this slide. It's obvious. First, must use blockchain because it's transparent. All state and you and all participants can see what's inside. We have it in Russia. I'll show you. Look, I saw the Global Innovation Index of last year, and Pakistan is moving there. Now Pakistan on number 88, you can see. And to be higher, you can do this, as I mentioned, to grow GDP, you just make some improvements. Number one is Switzerland. And Europe use IP chain for storing IP. Number 12 is China. And we know the Chinese approach. I'll show you. So how it works in Europe. In Europe, they launched blockchain registry 2 years ago. Already, there are 9 countries supporting this and 5 more coming this year. They have a thing, service called IP Wallet, which will help to manage all rights. So if you have IP Wallet, so you're like, authorized for a lot of companies, for a lot of brands. It's same we have in Russia too. There's China. They have their repository called JIT. They don't use GitHub. They have JIT. It's National Chinese Repository. And they have a lot of inside tools like Copycat, CodeCloud, CodeScan. So they check the old software that comes there. It's all inside. But if you are inside, if you checked all these checklists, you're free to upload, to sell your software to government, to anyone, because you verified, You verified your code, and you have a mark, traditional Chinese mark. It's good to work with you. And they launched blockchain 2 years ago. China officials, China's corporate society, it launched it. So that's the right way. And you can see how it works in Russia already. We were a part of this project. We were making this. And look, it's a lot of levels of infrastructure. But the blue one, IP chain system, was established by President Putin 2 years ago. It was made by decree. So IP chain is a national Russian intellectual property blockchain which stores all information, all data about any intellectual property item, from music, pictures, videos, 3D models, inventions, trademarks, patents, and software code too. Underneath, you can see a lot of state legal companies that connect to this database. They can see what's inside. They can write data, read data. They can change data in this blockchain. And there are 30 companies in Russia connected to this IP chain. It's their nodes. They can read and write data. And on this, in this infrastructure, we have instruments for verifying code you upload in there. For example, we have a system called, it's here called anti-piracy, for example. It's called anti-piracy. When you, if you're trying to check where your source code is using, you can check which licenses your code is using. It's all automatically. It's all AI. You can check. You know, there are a lot of licenses which are made from not friendly countries. You know, as we say, and you can check. You have report. Your software, your code, use 52% of non-friendly licenses. Or you can see a report, your code using 25% of another code. And you can see a link. So we have these building tools inside. And when you have all checklists, you are entering in the National Software Russia registry. And you, after this, you have zero tax, and you have a lot of benefits from the state. And that's how we develop it. And it's not very fast. It's the last slide. For example, in Russia, it took only 4 years. So if you begin right now, today, you will finish all this in 4 years. So that's very easy. First time, you must create your sovereign database and code repository for storing all this. Second, you must set up with the tools that verify the code, that check the code and protect it. It's built inside this system. And after this, you invite all state companies to join this program. And that's it. And you have the infrastructure of trust with state, public sector, and private sector. They're all together in one blockchain, and you see data. And you can, for example, in Russia, we have certificate of chain. If you have it, you have a lot of things to do. You have much more potential than without having it. So you have this, and it will be much brighter. I'm out. Thank you for listening.